The other day I went into Best Buy to get myself one of these portable chargers. The phone needs a charger once in a while, and you might be in a place where you don't have access to electricity, so you've got this. I'd never had one before, and I knew I needed it. And I ran into Amanda. Now, Amanda is a whiz kid out there at the Village Point Best Buy, and she heard my story. I said, I really need to upgrade my camera. I've got this old Nikon. It does okay, great pictures and all, but I said I really need something better for video than what I've been using, which is this phone. Is there something else out there? And she showed me the Sony 6000, which is kind of all the rage right now. It's a good price at $650. I said, but she said, your camera's going to do just as well with photography. It just can't take video, so this is why this is better. And before long, she had me convinced that that was not the way to go. So instead, she showed me the GoPro. Now, I have been looking at GoPro for a long time, and that's what I got. What is a GoPro? Well, it's a high-speed, super high-definition, 4K UHD, very compact camera, and I decided to get the top-of-the-line new 7 series. The 7 series is the current edition. There are 4 in the family. They're all known as black, by the way, if you can see there. 7 black is what they're called, even though you can get it in gray and an off-white. It has a considerable learning curve. I've struggled with this a bit because it does a lot of things, but it does everything through a single touchscreen menu, which I find kind of confusing. Let me see if I can turn it on. And I have experimented with the various settings, but now this is waterproof to 35 feet and does a really remarkable job with motion and stabilization. It's built in, so I don't need a gimbal. What I will show you otherwise is this thing that it's sitting on is a kind of a handle, and it telescopes up. I can't do it one-handed or I would show you, but it goes up 4 sections, locks into place. Each section locks into place, and then there you go. I can't do this. I should have had a friend help me out here. But that is probably not how I use it, but rather just as a handle. Well, you can't get by with just those things. You've got to have a whole range of toys that go with it. See if I can turn it off. You're going to need a charger with those things. I got an extra battery, and I got a 2-battery charging device, which is mini. It's a tiny little thing. Look at the batteries. I mean, seriously small. Now, there's my phone, which is, well, I'm sorry. That is not my phone. I got it in my hand. But there, you can see it's fairly small. Got a couple of those, and that deal will charge both of them. Now, along with that, I got a little mini tripod. Sorry while I'm bouncing around here. This little mini tripod does not extend. It's just what you see. And I think you can bend the legs in case it's uneven, or just simply tilt this, a ball joint top, and that is nice because it also serves as a handle. It has a rubberized kind of grippy, can you see it? Grippy grips there, squeezy foamies, and that would serve as a handle also. If you're crowded for space, just use this and leave the extender at home. I bought a bunch of these things. They're called buckles. Now, the buckles are what attach the camera to anything else, and if you look close at the bottom here, you'll see I've used the standard buckle with this extender handle. I bought 2 more. Well, they're different kinds, so excuse me while I reach around. Different kinds for different toys, so I ended up with 5 of those, and the mounting gizmos that come with it. They work for different things. I even saved the little plastic one, which was part of the packaging. This plastic, I'll get away from the reflection. I can't. It's just plastic, but it's heavy, and it was sticky on the back enough that I remounted it on a little instruction booklet so I can have that also as sort of another little wallet-sized mounting. Over here I have a little fun thing. Now this, I grimace a little at this. I was so stupid. The guy, Amanda helped me one day, and then another guy another day, both brilliant young men and young people who really know how to use this stuff and how to describe it. And he called this a floater. As you can see, it's just a plastic, it's a hard plastic thing, and it mounts at the top too. It has its own little buckle and a handle where you could put your wrist through that and hang on to that and carry just that if you're out on a boat or surfing, you're in a kayak or those kinds of water events. So he said it's a floater. Well, before I deduced that it was all about water stuff, he explained, no, this is a floater. And I kept saying, well, why would you need it? And he said, well, I don't know, if you're around water. And I thought, I'm trying to look for an actual use. Like, I put the camera on this, and I toss it in the water, it floats, the camera goes down underwater, and I get pictures underwater. I don't know. That's all I could think of. And he finally realized I was way off base. He said, no, it's for when you drop it in the ocean, it won't fall to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, now I get why it's a floater and why I need it. Okay, if you're out kayaking, canoeing down the Colorado, another one of those little things. This is a mounting thing from my camera. It's a windshield suction cup kind of a thing. You can mount it on anything, on a table or whatever it will hold, and it has a flexible top for flexible top opportunities. This, I may not need a whole lot, but this is a headband. Put this around my forehead, mount the camera there on that flat buckle that you see right there. I haven't even opened it up because I can't see myself using it, although it might be kind of fun when I take my motorcycle, my dirt bike down the mountain, and in a road race of some kind, I can record the whole event as I'm jumping from ravine to ravine. And then over here I have the same kind of a thing with, here, let me back up. This is a chest body mount. I haven't unpacked it, but you can imagine that it looks like suspenders once it's on. It goes around my shoulders with this buckle unit in front. The camera will mount right there on that thing. It cinches up. It looks like I'm wearing suspenders at first, and so that's what I'll be looking like one of these days, but actually I'm wearing a camera. And that would right about right about cleavage point. If you have cleavage, that's where that will be. And that's that. Also over here, this is for, where'd I put it? Oh, I have another suction cup gizmo. Now this is a little heavier duty, and it's meant just for, well, any camera would fit apparently. Oh my god, I bet this is a mess when you're watching this, but I'll try to move slower. This is a suction cup device much like race car drivers use, or any kind of motor vehicle. You could attach that to the side of your car or your kayak, front of your surfboard, and get action shots that way. This thing is important because if it's in one of those situations where it could come loose or fall off, then you can at least tether this to something solid like the door handle or something inside your car, or that. So that's that, I think. I'm sure glad I got my charging unit. That charging unit cost me a little bit, but I'm experimenting with it and I'm having a lot of fun. I think it'll be perfect because, after all, my photography style, the tone of what I'm doing is changing. I've done all the still photography I can do, so it's going to change to this sort of thing. And I have another little thing up my sleeve. I'll talk to you later about that.